One of my big pet peeves is like the victim blaming part of the conversation where it's like, here's how to have kids be resilient. It's like, no,
Mm,
but let's focus on the people doing the thing and not as a, you're a bad person, but instead as a like, what does that kid need? What need is not being met that they are trying to meet through this other behavior?
hmm
And I think
Yes.
so often the focus is on, yeah, either how to help kids be resilient, who are the victims of, or how to punish the perpetrator of it, the bully, if you will.
Yeah, and we go into this in the book that we
Yeah.
just finished writing.
Yeah.
Um,
Cheers.
and I think like a couple of things come up for me. There is not going to be an instantaneous fix to bullying, right? Which I think a lot of caregivers and teachers or administrators want there to be like, all right, we're going to have one conversation with these children and like, that's it. This is going to be done. And typically that's through the like zero tolerance policies that a lot of schools have implemented, which really focuses on punishing the perpetrator. But the research is showing that that's making things worse.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so I
because
would,
duh, right? Like, if we don't meet the need driving the behavior, you can punish or reward all day long. We're still going to see surface behavior until that need is met.
correct. And I would love to reframe it as like, yep, it's not one conversation that's going to solve this.
Correct. Yeah. And that, like, I think too, and we talk so much about this in our book, Big Kids, Bigger Feelings, that's coming out in fall of 2025. We talk so much about the need for inclusion and
Mm,
belonging and connection. And I think a lot of people see that as a want and not a need. And so they're looking at needs like, does this kid's body need to move? Maybe they're even looking at that. If they're looking at anything, we're looking sometimes at sensory needs. But the need for connection and inclusion and belonging is so strong, especially as we move in like kindergarten and beyond into the elementary school years. And I think until we see that as a need and really focus on it, yeah, we're going to treat it as a want. And then we miss the root of the behavior.
mhm. I think one thing that comes up for me is that this is a skill building thing on both sides. Like, of course, children should know how to self advocate. And I think that's a really important skill for all humans to have. I also would love to get to a place where instead of trying to punish the perpetrator to get the behaviors to stop, we could also be building skills for them and asking questions like, why is this child seeking power? Why is this child seeking control? Because I think that's often like the driving force behind a lot of these behaviors, wanting to feel powerful,
Correct.
wanting to feel in control, wanting to feel secure in their social standing.
I was going to say,
Um,
like, wanting to feel connected and like they belong and like they're included. And if I bully this person or I make fun of this person, then other kids, if they laugh or they join in with me, now I feel connected to somebody,
right.
not to the person that I'm doing this to, but I feel connected to the people around me, or I feel like I belong here. I have a value or a role or worth here.